Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today for President's Day, February the 17th, 2025, for all those watching in the future, from Mediaite. Whoa, 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 Trump approval blows CNN's Harry Enten away after unpopular first term. So now for all you guys here on the BuzWeaver channel, you guys already know we've seen the progress, the action, the tangible substantive difference between a president like Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So I am grateful for all your guys' comments and responses and likes because, of course, it does help out the channel here in 2025. CNN senior data correspondent Harry Enten gushed over the dramatic change in President Donald Trump's approval ratings, which have eclipsed his first term in one stunning metric. Trump spent most of his first term mired in negative territory, but a new CBS News poll showed him with a record high 53% approval rating, which is massive for Donald Trump. But of course, all of you who have been watching here on the BuzWeaver channel, and I appreciate your guys' likes, shares, and comments because it does help out the channel. We know that there is a huge difference from what we've seen in the last 4 years, and maybe that just had to happen. Maybe that was just fate, just allowing us to see the difference between what an establishment Uni-party surrogate president does and what an actual president with leadership skills and the desire to help Americans and not a select group of Americans, the significant difference between the two. So we're going to watch it here on a section of it here on Ground News Mediaite.
So you're going to show us sort of where we're at now and how rare it is that this number
so
changed.
I want you to take a look at this plus sign, right? Compare that to the negative sign. Being on the plus side of the ledger, right? In positive net approval territory, a positive net approval rating for Donald Trump. Again, whoa, 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 whoa. Entire first term, just 11 days, Donald Trump had a net positive approval rating. Compare that to the second term, just so far, every single day of Trump's second term so far, he has been on the positive side of the ledger. 21 days, all 3 weeks. That's already 10 more days than he was in his entire first term. So again, this is just another sign that Americans are far more likely to like what they're seeing in his second term than they were during his first term.
He also won the popular vote in his second term, so it stands to reason that there would be more people that would...
And as we've talked about, and this is what I mean right here, as she's trying to point out, Trump won the popular vote. Now, if you're not an American, or even if you are, you guys probably may know that we don't use the popular vote as to determine our president. We use the Electoral College. But to the left and to the Democrats, popularity is important because to them, popularity and influence is the currency they use to try to convince people to basically adopt their cause, their ideology, their philosophy, and worldview. So this is a big blow to them. And as we've always talked about here, this is why it was so important that Donald Trump win that popular vote. Because if he hadn't, they would have done the same thing to him as they did during the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton, because she had I think a 48% approval. And, of course, they said, oh, you know, that she's got the mandate. But it's interesting, is it not? Because Donald Trump had 49.9% approval, and they're saying he doesn't have a mandate. But she's pointing this popular vote out because this is so critical to them. This is so significant to them. Popularity and influence is so vitally important to them.
Approve of some of what he's doing. Is there something that Americans say about why it is that they like him now more than they did back in the first term?
You know, I think one of the things that's so important for politicians is for folks to believe what they're saying and that they're keeping their campaign promises.
Right. Promises kept, promises kept made, promises kept. And this is something the Democrats are really terrible at. There are two things that Democrats are absolutely awful at. One is learning from their mistakes, and two, it's saying they're going to do something and then not doing it, or changing some dynamic or perspective or something about it. Very much like when they go for those knee-jerk reactions that we talk about here on the channel, where they'll say things or do things to get a knee-jerk reaction. And if it's a negative response, then of course they try to tell everyone, oh, you just didn't understand, or you're not understanding. You don't realize our intentions. It was never to be this way or that way. But the reality is, if they say something, they want everyone to accept it and they want everyone to agree with their thought process and their philosophy and their opinion because, and then of course they just think that most people don't know what to think or what opinions to have, so they have to give them to you because of course they're in the position of authority.
So I think this gives you a pretty gosh darn good idea of what may be going on. Trump's doing what he promised to do. You go back to April of 2017, it was just 46% of all Americans who said that Trump was doing what he promised to do. Compare that now to February of 2025. You know, there was a good show that was on during the 1990s called A Different World. That is what's going on right now. We're living in a different world. 70% of Americans say Trump is doing what he promised to do. Again, compare that to April of 20.
Well, I mean, he's kind of repeating the obvious here. We can clearly see the numbers, and we can clearly see Sarah's face. She is not happy about the fact that they're having to report this. But I think CNN is at least a lot of this is performative, right? They want viewers. They certainly just don't want leftists viewing their program because, of course, they want as many eyeballs on their product as possible. So every once in a while, they'll have to show something like this. And, of course, an individual like myself may bring this up. And so this was him, again, if you guys want to find it, the Citizen Free Press, if you're on X. And, of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, so you guys can avail yourselves of those and follow me on X if you like. And I did include, just as a side note, my TikTok accounts now, if you guys want to check out and follow me on TikTok. So we're going to go over here to Real Clear Politics because you guys know I like the aggregate. This is 11 of the picks, and this is 16 of the various picks. And they have the spread at 2.6. And we see the current, I don't see the current date on here, but the current approval of Donald Trump now is 48.7 versus disapproving of 46.1. And this is over all the various aggregates. You guys read Rasmussen, The Economist. You got Trafalgar. CBS News, Marquette, obviously, you can see these. And then, of course, we have some additional down here. The Atlas Intel, which is the most accurate of each of them that we have seen, and we've talked about that during the election. But 48.7, promises made, promises kept. He's doing absolutely amazing. And, you know, I'm very happy for it. You guys know I'm happy for it because you know the frustration that we went through for the last 4 years of just thinking, you know, are we insane? Do people not realize what's actually going on? But Americans did, and they pulled us through, even winning the popular vote, as she mentioned, and as we have mentioned here. The significance of that is extraordinary. Now, that's not going to keep the left from being angry about it. It's not going to keep the left from being angry. It just puts them in a very difficult position because they've always said that we were the ones that were behind the history, right? It's not that way now. Not that way now, but I do welcome your guys' thoughts and opinions and comments down in the public section across all the media sites. That would be BitChute, Rumbles, and Odyssey. So I want to thank all of you guys for your continued support here. It's been amazing. Oh, man, amazing 2025. Things are changing. Some things are changing. Other things are still reluctant, right? The left is still reluctant to hang on to what they're trying to do. But as I mentioned here, guys, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. And, of course, if you're interested in a VPN, a virtual private network for your safety online and to get those tickets in different cities and so forth, you guys that know how to finagle and do those things, you can certainly use it for that. And, of course, if you order frequently from Amazon or are a Prime member, you can use my landing page link. Just put it in your bookmark there, so when you place your orders, it does help out the channel. But, of course, your likes, your shares, and your comments help out the channel tremendously, so thank you so very much. And appearing on the screen for all of you watching on the YouTubes, that would be the avatar, the BuzWeaver avatar. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all yous guys in the next video.